This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons, and of course Michael, sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. You still want to listen? Go right ahead. I am not your mother.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back. If you're stuck with us this long, this is episode 7, week 7 of the 2001 season. We're going to be going over the Patriots visiting the Denver Broncos this week. And with me today, we have Mr. Mike Mello. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream. I'm sitting in my Belichick hoodie on my bed talking Patriots.
Pantsless, as usual.
This is true. It's the laptop gets hot on my crotch, but I kind of like that, so it's fine.
Feels good.
It does. And also with me is baby brother Greg Brown. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Andy. Hey,
Oh,
Mike.
you sound so nice, Greg.
I know. I feel nice too.
Are you wearing the same thing that Andy is wearing?
Well, I wear the same thing every day.
Which is?
Nice tight sweatpants,
Okay.
a Brady jersey,
All right.
and no underwear.
Ooh.
Well, how could you with the tight sweatpants?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, I have a bone to pick with you.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
How come you didn't respond to my birthday wish?
Oh, dude. I didn't respond to anybody's.
That's really messed up.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was somewhere where I was like really hungover or something. And it gave me anxiety. I had so many, not to brag or anything, but
I got you. I understand.
My phone was on like 2%, and I was like, dude, I just can't do this.
That's fair.
So
I accept that.
Like, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, we didn't talk for so long. I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
I appreciate
But I feel
you.
better.
I'm glad we cleared the air.
Yeah, we're off to a good start. I think this is going to be a good one.
So speaking of good starts, how about this football game?
Well, wait, can we talk about Spygate 2?
Oh, we're going to go into that right now?
Yeah, well, let's just touch on it briefly.
Okay.
All right. I mean, because this is a current Patriots podcast, but sure.
Well, I mean, it's a hot topic right now.
This is true.
And by the time everyone listens to this, we'll get the resolution so people can let us know how
That's
that.
true.
I don't know.
works
We're not
after
releasing
the
this till after the season, so I don't think we'll have heard by then. But
Shots fired.
What's your thoughts, Andy?
I think it's even more bullshit than the first Spygate.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. All right. Give me your take then, hot stuff.
No comment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude.
We went through all that for that. Oh,
Dude,
man.
that's all I say at work because I get asked about it by like everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you know what? You want to hear something funny? It was our Christmas party today, and I was wearing like a Patriots Santa hat, and I won the raffle thing. So like there's like 200 people booing me because of my hat. People I didn't even know. Just booing me.
And it's not like you're in a hotbed of Patriots hatred either. Like
Yeah,
you're in North Carolina.
Everywhere.
I guess so.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck them.
I think they're guilty, but
Yeah.
hey, I don't care.
That's awesome.
So I think we've covered the spectrum there, haven't we? We've gone from absolutely fucking nothing wrong to no comment to they're definitely guilty, but who the hell cares?
Oh, fuck it.
Did you see Ryan Clark's comments though? I thought they were pretty funny.
Is this the same Ryan Clark that got lit up after guaranteeing a win against the 07 Patriots?
I'm pretty sure that, yeah, and he somehow made a career out of talking about it. But,
okay, so I'm sure this is an unbiased.
No, but it's funny because even
we're about to hear.
I think everyone's experiencing cheating burnout because Ryan Clark, he even said, he's like, dude, I think the Patriots are the biggest cheaters. They do it all the time. They're great at it, but then he said that he respected Belichick because Belichick came out and said, hey, we push the boundaries and we cheat, but we didn't do it this time. And so he's like, I got to give it to Belichick. I don't think he cheated on this one. It's too obvious. They wouldn't have gotten caught. and he was fighting Max Kellerman on that. So I think we're now experiencing a cheating burnout, and fuck it. It is what it is.
I'll take it.
Me too. For another 20 years.
Is it a real media event unless Mark Brunell cries on TV though?
I don't know. Has he done it yet? Is he on TV?
I don't think so.
Oh wait, didn't he get involved with that sex scandal or something? NFL Network? Or am I just
was he involved in that too?
Else?
I mean, probably.
If that's incorrect, retract my statement. I don't want to start anything.
You don't want to get us all sued.
No, Brunell has nasty lawyers. Believe me.
Who does?
Mark.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, I know so. But we'll talk about that off air.
All I know is that he holds the record for most consecutive completions in a single game at 22.
Oh, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were saying you're going to make some random joke about he holds the record for consecutive tears on a broadcast.
No, but apparently
he's LaDainian Tomlinson.
He's filed for bankruptcy.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Retract that lawyer.
What is this, TMZ?
Hang on. He holds a world record as well. Brunell also currently holds the world record for longest throw and catch of a hot dog sausage into a bun.
You're full of shit.
Are you on Wikipedia?
Wikipedia, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Mark_Brunell.
Wikipedia.
The distance of the throw and catch was 20.96 meters, which is 68 feet 9 inches for those Americans out there. For the record-setting throw, the hot dog was caught by former Green Bay Packer teammate Gilbert Brown.
I don't like any of this.
Wasn't Gilbert Brown like a defensive lineman?
No, you're thinking of Gilbert Grape.
He's a nose tackle. Yeah.
What's eating?
What's he eating?
You know what's eating Gilbert Grape is Gilbert Brown. This dude's huge.
I didn't like any of this.
6'2", 340. Hey, you started it.
I'm sorry. I knew.
All right, so so the week leading into week 7, let's just touch on that a bit because I thought there was some pretty good quotes out there. On the Boston Globe's Sunday edition, the day of the game, there was an article about should the Pats trade Bledsoe. So this was kind of the first signs of an actual quarterback controversy.
Okay. I had a question though for you.
Yeah.
So in that article, like they're talking about like how he signed an extension, Bledsoe did, and it was for like 4 years. But I thought that he was under a 10-year contract. Am I wrong here?
Yeah, I thought it was like 10 years, $100 million, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But in the article, it said like 4 years, like something. I don't know who wrote that article, but
yeah, I wonder if it's like some made up sort of numbers, where it's like, it's 10 years, 100 million, but only the first 4 guaranteed, sort of thing.
Right.
Clause or something.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay.
But there was a couple of quotes that I enjoyed from this. The first one was, the Patriots could trade Bledsoe and not get killed financially. Will they? Highly unlikely. To start with, when he is healthy, he is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and beyond that, he's a great team player and person.
True.
So,
I mean, I agree with all of that.
Except for the still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, because we know he got traded to Buffalo and wasn't the best quarterback in the league from there.
Well, but he was at the time, though.
I suppose an argument could be made, yes.
Well, I thought we already discussed it, and it might have been the last episode, but we were talking about whether Bledsoe could have been the GOAT given the opportunity with Belichick, and I, for one, believe that
that's right.
Been. Right.
Yeah, I think that was just you and me talking about that.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think, Jay?
Was Bledsoe like an elite quarterback?
Well, if Bledsoe didn't get hurt, would he have had the success that Brady ended up having?
GOAT status.
No way.
Yes, sir.
No way.
You're nuts.
Dude, we talked about it week 1.
Bledsoe, I know, but this is about – we talked about this before week 1.
Dude, Bledsoe didn't have the it factor, He wasn't the gamer like Brady is. That's the reason Brady's better than everybody else. It's not like physical stuff. He's like – it's fourth quarter, down 4 points. We'll talk about it later in this game, but still.
All right, well, what if you gave him 3 years of like great defenses – and then you just took out half of his interceptions? Would that make you feel better?
So now we're handicapping this like it's golf.
Hey, we're making the rules as we go.
I love it. I mean, if you half his interceptions, I think most of those probably came towards the end of games where he was driving for game-winning touchdowns. So you may be actually onto something.
I know, and check out these numbers. Speaking of interceptions, I thought it was pretty fun. Again, I'm all for Bledsoe potentially being the GOAT. We also argued that with the rules that Brady has enjoyed in the NFL, now you never know what could have happened with Bledsoe. But career numbers here: Bledsoe's career, 251 touchdowns, 206 interceptions. Not the greatest, but
but more touchdowns than interceptions.
Correct. And then Brady, though, 536 touchdowns, 178 interceptions. So he's still like 40 off of like Bledsoe.
I don't know if he'll hit that. Yeah, wasn't there some stat recently where Brady had the same amount of interceptions as like Steve Grogan and somebody else, but had like there was some stat like that, or yeah, because I thought it was like he had 151 interceptions, and they both did, and then Brady finally broke that tie, except he had 500 touchdowns on top of it.
Well, he's definitely adding to that number quicker than usual lately. So
that's true.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, well, speaking of interceptions, the other quote from this article that I want to get to was they were quoting Bill Parcells and talking about, if Parcells thought Brady would be like an actual quality quarterback in the league. He said, "It happens to all quarterbacks," said Parcells on his national radio show. "They have a bad game somewhere along the line. Brady will throw an interception, and you'll throw more than one. Someday he's going to be in a game where he and his team take a beating like 31-10 or something, and he throws 4 interceptions." And then it goes on to say, how does he bounce back from that sort of thing. But the fact that this was in the article on the day of this game, I thought was almost prophetic.
Well, it's crazy because I saw that note that you jotted down, so I did some research on Bill Parcells, man. This guy might be a prophet. I mean, I came across some interesting things. First of all, his name is Dwayne Charles, by the way. It's not even Bill.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was something like he was mistaken for another guy in high school called Bill so much that he just adopted the name. So that was a little disappointing. But
that's wild.
So you're saying the two Bills thing that they did between Parcells and Belichick is just a complete lie?
It's a sham. And it's yet another Patriots lie. That's just being, propagated by the media. Don't get me started.
Add another asterisk.
Right. But we'll call it Bill Gate.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I like it. But yeah, check this out, man. Throughout his career, so Bill Parcells, I was like, he must be a prophet. He predicted, Tom Brady's 4 interceptions, and that 31-10 score was strangely pretty close as well.
He wasn't off by much.
He predicted that Terry Glenn was who Terry Glenn was. Maybe Bob Kraft didn't, but he knew. He knew Belichick would be a great coach, as evidenced by giving him a job.
Fair. Multiple times.
He didn't quite know that he was going to bail on him, but hey, we're not perfect. But here's like the crazy thing. Apparently, he also predicted the assassination of JFK, which is crazy.
Excuse me?
No, he did. Dude, this is insane. And then he predicted the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this is like where it gets like really like weird because I had to fact check like how old he was.
Yeah, he predicted the 40s.
No, but this next one, he predicted the French Revolution. I read. I swear to God, dude.
But did he miss out on the moon landing though? Because I feel like that would be a big one to add to his.
Yeah, I don't think he talked about that one. At least I didn't find it. I mean, this is only 5 minutes of research. But
it sure sounds like 5 minutes of research.
It blew my mind. I don't really swear to God. I don't know who's listening out there. I don't mean to offend anybody.
Wasn't it?
Hey, what? It's not on Wikipedia? I don't know. It should be because it was fantastic. But anyways, if anybody out there who's still listening wants to find out more, really look into this.
Go to BillGates.com.
Really fascinating stuff.
Oh, all right. I don't know how to recover from that. I had a couple other quotes, or at least one, from the Sunday paper. There was a lot of talk about the Brady-Greasy connection because Brady backed up Greasy in Michigan when they were both in college. And there was actually a few articles, and the commentators beat this horse to death. But the one thing that stood out to me was the quote, "While football fans in New England are falling in love with Tom Brady, Broncos fans out here are close to filing for a divorce from Brian Greasy."
Ooh.
Right?
That's harsh.
A little bit.
Do you think that Brady, given all his success and everything, do you think he still hates Greasy for like winning a championship when he didn't at Michigan?
I don't think so. I think from what I've read and seen, Brady has come to realize that he wasn't the best quarterback that year. I think he probably holds a grudge against Drew Henson still.
Yeah,
okay.
That was the one that
splitting
was
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think Brian Greasy was actually at the time the better quarterback when they won that thing.
You know what's interesting is I was like looking into that dynamic as well, and I went on like the Michigan football, like comment section boards or whatever.
Oh boy, yeah.
And one of the guys asked the question like, who would you rather have, like Brian Greasy from winning a national championship or Tom Brady being like a 6-time Super Bowl winner? And he basically got laughed off the board for even asking it because Brian Greasy was the obvious answer.
Really?
Yeah, dude. College football is a different brand.
Dude, they are
so.
They are hardcore, man.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about what you do in the pros. It's about like the school, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which I found pretty interesting.
Yeah. It is. I mean, you probably have to go with that. I think it makes sense because I mean, if that's the team that you're following and especially like undefeated, but yeah, pro career, no contest there. But they're rabid, man. They do not care. Lucky for me, I never went to a college that had a football team, so I have no allegiance.
Oh, well, that actually segues perfectly into the last article I wanted to talk about. It was just a small one in the Boston Globe, but it was Joe Paterno sets the win mark for college coaches. And I don't bring this up for reasons that you're thinking of, but just the fact that I was actually at that game.
Okay.
This was, and I'm now realizing why I don't remember any of these games we watched so far, is because I was at Penn State for my first and only semester there.
What happened? There's so much to unwrap right here.
But we'll get into that. But we'll talk about the game quickly.
Wait, hold up 1 second. Why did you think that? What was that comment that you made about me?
That I made about you?
Yeah, I felt like it was a personal attack where you said that I thought that you were bringing it up for a different reason. What was that reason?
Oh, I'm not talking about you. I was talking about the listeners.
Well, share with the listeners what you're talking about.
Oh, just the infamy of Paterno's later years and his cause of death and such.
I haven't heard about
it. Yeah, what happened in those years?
Oh, there's some conspiracy theory out there about I don't remember, something to do with the bowling guy that you dressed up for Halloween from
okay.
Yeah, so I think he was protecting him or something like that.
Are you talking about
Yes. Yes.
The reason all right, we'll just say what it is. He was protecting a supposed child molester who is, I think he's going to be in jail for life. What is it, 30, 40 years, something like that. So I'm sure you didn't know Paterno on that level where you would, you could verify if he was protecting anybody or not. I don't know if you
Correct.
can.
No, okay. But I will say in terms of bad optics,
I
went to this game, and for those that don't know me, I think at the time I was 6'2", 150 pounds, I'd say. That sound about right? And I went to the game in, what was this? Probably just late October. In 50-ish degree weather with no shirt on and a sign that said, I'm not eating until Joe Pa gets his whatever number win.
Okay.
So that was a tough look. And there were a few people taking pictures of me as I was walking into the game.
Oh man, was that plastered all over articles when they like outed him?
Probably.
I hope not.
Yes. So do I. But that picture is floating around somewhere. So,
I mean,
if this ever gets famous, I'm fucked.
It is interesting though that you were there for that era, and how does it feel knowing that you supported this guy after being accused of what he supposedly did? We don't know.
I feel lied to. I feel personally attacked.
Do you feel like you enabled his behavior?
I don't think I was there long enough to enable it, because that one semester I went there for mechanical engineering. Everything.
Yeah.
And I know that my GPA was either 0.53 or 0.55. And I think the reason I don't remember exactly is because I don't want to sully the numbers 53 and 55 from either Chris Slade or Willie McGinnis. So I don't remember whose it is because I don't want to associate that negativity with their number.
What happened, man?
Dude, it's worse than 0-0. A 0-0 at least says I gave up. A 0.55 means I put in some effort and I was just that bad.
No, you know what a 0.55 says?
Right.
No, a 0.55 says I showed up to nothing but the tests and I was completely blindsided by all of them.
Idiot.
Getting the wake up call was.
Oh my god!
The wake up call. What?
So the wake. No,
we're getting a test.
Almost actually. It was taking my chemistry midterm and getting a 20. I thought,
something's wrong. Right. Something went horribly awry between the last test and this one.
But this 100% explains why I don't remember any of these Patriots games because they didn't get them down in State College, Pennsylvania. They weren't showing pass games on Sundays.
Oh my goodness, that's fair.
So I will remember a lot of these games after winter break, so December-ish. I'll start remembering them much more vividly because that's when I came home and then didn't go back to Penn State second semester.
I mean, is there a story there? Do you want to deep dive into that?
I think it's pretty straightforward. I didn't go back because I was invited not to.
Well, if we ever talk to your mom on here, I will have to ask her about what she was experiencing during this time.
Profound disappointment, but I don't think that was an uncommon feeling.
I bet the Patriots 2001 season sort of like softened the blow a little bit.
It got me through it, man. It got me through it. I don't know about her, but it got me through it.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, I think we, if we're going to talk about failure, this is the perfect segue into this football game, don't you think?
Let's do it. I think it is.
All right. So this was an October game in Denver. The year before, Drew Bledsoe had actually come into Denver, and one of the 5 wins that the Patriots had was against this Broncos team, who, like we said, were led by quarterback Brian Greasy, who at the time of this was leading the league in touchdowns. I don't know if you guys caught that with 11. But he never kind of put it all together. It almost felt a bit like a Chad Pennington story where he was good, but they said the last 2 off seasons he had to have shoulder surgery and just wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So the Broncos, even despite this game, would finish 8-8. They finished 3rd in the AFC West, and they actually this season never won or lost more than 2 games in a row. They basically just alternated back and forth, wins and losses. So they were almost the exact epitome of an 8-8 team. Head coach was the infamous Mike Shanahan. This was right in the middle of his 20-year coaching career. He coached from 88 to 2013, which I didn't realize he was stuck around for that long. He did 2 with the Raiders at the beginning, and then the bulk of them with the Broncos. He did 14 years with them, and then finished 4 years with the Redskins. The fact that he lasted 4 years with the Redskins in the early or the mid 2010s, I don't know how you say that. It's
All
probably
up until the RG3 incident.
yeah, exactly a testament to his his coaching prowess. He did win back-to-back Super Bowls in 97, 98 with the John Elway, Terrell Davis duo. Terrell Davis is actually on this team, but I think he was injured because he didn't play.
Yeah, it was crazy. They said injured for like 3 years.
Yeah, and they were all like super mysterious injuries. It almost seemed like because they were talking about, I wrote it down somewhere, about his injury, and they just described it as, oh yeah, they're recovering from a leg injury. And their quote was that it was a pain in the leg. And they weren't sure why.
Which I thought that was weird too. They were definitely suspicious of it, but then he ended up like playing out the rest of the season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, he finished the season with 700 rushing yards, but no touchdowns. But bad. I think he was actually the leading rusher.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Anderson.
Yeah, I think Mike Anderson had like 780 or something. And 4 touchdowns.
No, he had 1,000.
Mike
no,
Anderson?
You're insane.
Yeah, dude. I actually have numbers on this because I went down the whole. Oh, yeah.
Oh, whose numbers are right?
Mike Anderson.
Can we fact check this? Where's Steve?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at 2,000.
Yeah, so I actually did the fact checking on this. Terrell Davis was the leading rush with 700 yards, but it was Mike Anderson who had the touchdown. He had 4 on the season.
All right, so we were all a little right.
But he had
Greg.
4 of the 7 rushing touchdowns this team had all year. 7 rushing touchdowns.
So that's was the only year they didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher from 95 to 2006. So 11 out of 12 seasons they had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah. And
that's
I think
Shanahan for you.
Yeah, and Terrell Davis had run for like 2 years ago, he had run for like 2,000 yards or almost 2,000 yards, something. And then the year before, he had run for like 1,200 or 1,400.
See, that's the
something crazy like that.
That's the classic Adrian Peterson effect.
Sure.
Well, he also had like some other extracurricular activities in there.
Did he?
Yeah, like spanking his kid raw and being suspended for a year.
Adrian Peterson or Terrell Davis, or both?
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, okay.
I can't speak on Terrell Davis. Social media wasn't around back then.
I thought you were breaking some news here. Jesus.
Give me time. You know what? Terrell Davis. He was up to some shenanigans.
He was up to no good.
Heard it here first.
There was news on him today.
There was news on Clinton Portis today, yes.
And Rashay Caldwell.
Part of that?
He was.
Yep.
Did you hear what they were buying?
No.
They were buying cryogenic freezing tanks for $25,000 and not actually buying them. Just
who's ever gonna know, right? They racked up $4 million in bullshit bills, and who would ever find out?
Apparently, the feds.
I just like that, like Clinton Portis and like Joe Horn might have masterminded this whole thing.
Yeah,
with like
mastermind might in the background. Strong word.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
not
like the
blinking.
henchman. Yeah, exactly. He's the lookout.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
the man can't even see when he's wide open. I don't think he's a good lookout. Maybe that's why they got caught, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, we're getting off track a little bit. We will definitely get to Rashay Caldwell. I have thoughts, and I know Greg does too. But back to Mike Shanahan quickly. He's actually one of the few coaches with a winning record against the Patriots since 2000. He was 5-4, which is probably, I think, is notable just because I don't think you're going to find that very often. At least not with that many games. What is that? You watching TV, Greg?
Yeah, I'm watching the Thursday night game.
Oh, all right.
Football's on right now.
Oh, Kelly.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Hey, no swearing on the pod, Kelly.
Right? What the fuck, Kelly?
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
We got an update. Kelly wants a cactus for Christmas.
That's adorable.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I'll get her a cactus for Christmas. She shuts up.
Hey, that's in the propes.
All right, other coaches of note. Offensive coordinator was Gary Kubiak, the Texans coach for 10 years.
Oops.
Coobs, yep. We liked it when he coached the Texans. And the other notable coach was Anthony Lynn, was a special teams assistant. I'd say he now coaches the Chargers, but that might be putting it lightly for what he does over there.
Andy, you're always hating on other coaches.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to run this segment, you can be more positive, but this is my fucking segment. So,
hey, what are you going to say when all the rumors have Brady going to the Chargers for some reason at like 43 years old and being coached by this guy and winning a championship?
Yep. I bet you thought Tomlin was an idiot like last year, didn't you?
I still think Tomlin's an idiot.
Yeah, right, dude. He's going to win Coach of the Year.
Dude, yeah. And you know what?
What you
else
mean
is funny?
the Bill Belichick Coach of the Year award?
No.
Look at this. This is such a homer.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's funny?
I'm sorry. Do you not realize what podcast you're on?
Listen, you're going to be laughing your ass off when Tomlin wins Coach of the Year next year with Brady throwing passes for touchdowns.
Dude, Brady will be backing up Duck Hodges. Quack, quack, quack.
Look, man. I actually do think what's going to happen next year. Next year, and this is just my opinion. I'm sorry, but I think that Brady's going to start off with the Chargers, get them to like a pretty quick start, get traded to Pittsburgh, bring them on the verge of like the playoffs, and then like retire. That's my hot take. And the next year, he'll go back to the Patriots and win again.
That's a Dwayne Parcells special right there.
Oh my, yeah. Oh, good reference there, man.
Was it Dwayne Charles? Is that right?
Dwayne Charles.
Oh fuck!
And don't get me started on Antonio Brown. Moving on.
Speaking of wide receivers,
Rod
you like that? Rod the Bod Smith. He was the only offensive Pro Bowler, I believe, on this team. Awesome. And yeah, it made it because he was all they had, and he was hot shit. He was an undrafted free agent. Did you know that?
Where was that? Why wasn't Ed McCaffrey on this team? Because I remember
Hurt. I think.
Okay, because those two in my.
I think he had retired.
Wait, he retired?
I think he retired the year before.
Oh, okay.
Because they were talking about finding a replacement for him, and Rod. Well, actually, they weren't saying Rod's. I think Desmond Clark ended up. They were talking about him being the replacement the whole time.
Did you see his jersey?
Oh yeah, I have another
name on the nameplate.
I was going to ask, is that the only person with the full name on there?
That's the first time I've ever seen it, and it is awesome.
There was another guy that was D. Clark as well that had both names on there.
Did he have both? Yeah, because I looked it up to find out if there were two D. Clarks, and there were. There's Darius Clark and Desmond Clark. Did Darius Clark also have his full name? Because I didn't see a shot of him anywhere. But Desmond Clark definitely like full fucking name.
Hey, and I want to clarify this. Ed McCaffrey did get hurt in the season opener of the 2001 season.
Oh, he did? Okay. Did he ever play again?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
You gotta fill the time with stuff while I look this up, man. I'm not a machine. My computer only goes so fast.
Pat doesn't even do that. So Rod Smith went Pro Bowl because he had 113 catches, 1,300 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So he was kind of the offense. And then they also had actually, no, there was another offensive Pro Bowler. It was tight end Dwayne Carswell, who had a fucking game in this game, I believe.
Sorry, see, this is what happens when I Google.
Shit.
And McCaffrey, I think, played a couple more years. I don't know what happened in the 2001 season. It doesn't matter because he has his own brand of mustard and horseradish sauce.
What do you think paid for Christian McCaffrey's Stanford tuition? The mustard.
Oh, man. We're learning so much today. That's great.
Sorry. You laugh, Greg, but now you know what you're getting for Christmas. Ed McCaffrey mustard.
I like horseradish too.
Oh,
you're getting the whole gift set.
Dropping hints.
Oh. Yeah. So Google's the best. Google or Wikipedia. What would we do without it? All right. On defense, they actually had a bunch of Pro Bowlers. Al Wilson, the middle linebacker, had 85 tackles. And that was why he went. Delta O'Neal had 9 interceptions in the season and 25 pass breakups, which is pretty big. Now you don't see those sorts of numbers anymore.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Because when they start getting that sort of reputation, you just stop throwing at him. Apparently that didn't happen this year. Although I think he also had one game with like 3 or 4 interceptions early in the year.
And maybe one against the Patriots. We'll find out.
No way to ruin that, but cool.
Hey, wow.
Right. Also, Ian Gold, the linebacker, I don't know why he made the Pro Bowl, because he didn't really seem to do much. He had 41 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 fumble recoveries. And Trevor Price, the defensive tackle, was a monster just in general. Other big names on this defense, Leon Lett was still playing.
Dude, he was in like Tecmo Super Bowl, right?
I think so. He was the one that when he played for the Cowboys. Yeah, he almost, but then Don Beebe ran him down and knocked the ball out.
Oh, Don Beebe, wow.
Oh yeah.
Very disappointing from Leon.
Yep. Also John Mobley actually led the team with 91 tackles. I remember him. And then of course What?
Coutinho Mobley. They're cousins.
Well, all right.
From the NBA.
Yeah.
I only got Mowgli from the Jungle Book. But that has nothing to do with this.
No, they're third cousins, so it doesn't quite work.
Oh, okay.
Funny factoid. That was Kelly's ex-boyfriend's nickname. Kelly?
Mowgli?
Mowgli?
Yeah.
Kelly, you want to talk about that?
No.
That's a tough nickname, I think. All right. Speaking of tough people to follow, Bill Romanowski was also on this team.
Oh yeah, I went down that rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, should we just get to him now, or should we
let's get to him now?
All right. So Bill Romanowski, a couple notes that I had just in this game in general. They showed some stat where he has never missed a game in his entire career, all the way back to Pop Warner, which sounds like bullshit, but there's no real way to prove that. I also had a note that says, looks like he'd rather play without a face mask. Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why. I think he'd rather just hit somebody with his face.
You know what? I heard a rumor about like him, which I don't know if it's true or not, but he thought about reconstructing his face to actually embed the face mask into his head so he didn't have to wear a helmet.
It's not true.
I don't know if that's real.
You don't think so? I
have no idea.
I can see him putting in like metal implants in his jaw just so he has a metal jaw.
Yeah, just a little reinforcement. Might have helped his face as well.
Like Bane.
Oh, that'd be sick. A little intimidating.
Fuck yeah. And then the last note I had on him is that every headshot of him looks like a mugshot, even if it's not.
This is correct.
He has that crazed like Florida man look in his eyes all the time where you think, ooh, I wonder what he got arrested for on this one.
Did you look? Do you know anything else about like Bill Romanowski besides all that stuff? Like, did you look him up? Okay.
No, these was just my notes while I was watching the game.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
And then yes, I did the deep dive that it sounds like you boys did. Anybody want to start off?
Greg, go for it.
Went to BC, which I didn't know.
Yes, he did. He's a local boy. Yeah.
And then there was a bunch of articles about how he was like super friendly and nice at BC and like very professional and not aggressive at all.
I wonder what could have changed that.
Couple concussions.
Well, I was going to go with steroids, but yeah, I mean, probably a bit of both.
Yeah. I think there's some bull semen in there as well. I'm pretty sure. I watched a documentary on this guy. I can't confirm or deny exactly what he put into his body, but I'll tell you this: the man. Oh well, there you go. But he had a tackle box or whatever of like over 100 pills that he would take daily, and I can definitely confirm that he's injected black sheep cells into his body. The bull semen, I think that's a fact, and then horse semen. While very hard to come across, that too.
Is it?
I don't know.
I feel like it wouldn't be.
I have no idea.
I feel like this whole industry's around. I mean, I don't know,
man.
admittedly, a ton about horse semen, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, that was for his sexual performance, though, not for football.
All
well,
right.
we'll have to. Can we interview this guy and see how that was turning out? Because I wonder.
You can.
I mean,
Why don't we just try it?
yeah, let's just see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
all
let's
right.
get him to talk about football and then like how his passionate nights were in the bedroom as well. Because I am curious how the horse semen. Not that I am looking into it at all, but like I am curious how the horse semen had an effect on his performance.
So I just Googled horse semen, and now my phone's ringing, and it says it's the FBI.
Well, dude, you got to use
I'm not gonna answer that.
incognito windows. Incognito.
Yeah. And I probably shouldn't be using my work laptop either, huh?
No. Incognito, though, guys. Incognito window. Delete history. Don't accept cookies. And if you have to, just reinstall Windows.
And Tor. You always use the Tor network.
What the hell is that?
Don't worry about it. Nerd shit. So, yeah, I did some digging on his Wikipedia. And after his career, he was listed by ESPN as the 5th dirtiest player in professional team sports history.
Who was number one, out of curiosity?
That's a good question. I didn't actually look that up. But now that I've said that out loud, it makes
Mike,
me really,
Google it.
Yeah,
Well,
Mike, stat check.
It's actually Perfect, Albert Hainsworth, Rodney Harrison, and I wish I had another one off the top of my head because that would have sounded really legitimate, but I didn't Google shit.
Oh,
That was really good, actually.
Right?
Except
It wasn't bad.
yeah.
It was all of sports, but I really love what you did there.
That's how
I
ESPN does their rankings anyways. They just, what comes to mind?
Where did I find that?
We need a
there
fifth
it
guy
is.
in there,
Okay.
right? We need a fifth one.
Dirtiest professional team players, ESPN. Oh, wow. This is old school. ESPN page 2. List 10 dirtiest players in pro sports. Take a look at our list. All right. Number 1 dirtiest player of all time, Conrad Dobler. Offensive lineman, St. Louis Cardinals, New Orleans Saints, and Buffalo Bills, 1972, 1981.
Hey. Read off names that we know, please.
All right. Fair enough. You'll know probably the rest of these. Number 2, Marty McSorley.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy that he's a Bruins guy that hit somebody over the head with back of the head with his stick.
Yeah,
It's a great name for it, though. Great
Got arrested for it, right? Yeah. Dennis Rodman, number 3. Named the dirtiest player in the NBA, apparently. He once kicked a sideline cameraman. Another time, he headbutted an official.
Yeah, they deserved it. Did you watch those games?
All right. Number 4, Steve Wisniewski, offensive lineman.
Right.
Los Angeles Raiders, Oakland
No, I
Raiders.
remember that guy.
I thought he's the guy that created Google.
He did.
That's
There was
Woz.
that. No, it's so weird, dude. There was this
Wiz.
one year. No, yeah, Wisnowski, whatever that guy's name is.
There you go.
Before he started Apple, he was actually like a pretty big football player for a while.
Yeah, he's the offensive lineman. So I mean,
Yeah.
but the quote is, "Wiz is probably the dirtiest offensive player of all time," said a teammate. One opponent offered this critique: "He chops from behind. He'll shoot knees. I'll take sides with any old lineman, but this motherfucker had me cursing and swearing on TV. I couldn't believe the shots he took."
No, it's true. And then like he was such a dirty player that he got booted from the league, or no one would sign him, and then he started Apple.
And then he was the monster, right, from Monsters, Inc.
Well,
Yes.
he did do the voiceover originally, but then he got replaced by, I think it was John Goodman.
Holy fuck. And the only other name on this list from football that you recognize is number 10, Jack Tatum. We all know.
I know Jason Tatum. I don't know. Who
I know
Jack
Jason
Tatum is.
Statham.
Oh, Statham. He's great. You ever see Crank?
Yeah. That's one where he's got to keep his heart rate up.
Yeah, man. He's like
yeah.
going to town. He's having sex in public just to keep his heart rate. It's a great concept.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
It was like Speed, but in a human.
Right. That's a perfect summary for those that have not seen this movie.
Oh, nailed it. I love it. All right. So we want to touch on why Romanowski was a scumbag?
Oh, there's
is
more? I thought that was it.
Oh, no. I mean, so he actually has a laundry list. Let's see. He was involved with numerous altercations with both teammates and opponents. In 95, while with the Eagles, he was ejected from a game for kicking Arizona Cardinals fullback Larry Centers in the head.
Did he have his helmet on?
It doesn't say. 2 more incidents occurred in the 97 season. They played for the Broncos. And the first, he was fined after a helmet-to-helmet hit on then Carolina Panthers quarterback Kerry Collins in preseason game, resulting in Collins sustaining a broken jaw.
I looked that up. It was ridiculous.
It's a brutal hit. I remember it, like when it happened.
Talk
And
about
second,
launching yourself. You know, they say that.
Oh, yeah.
He like a missile with his head.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but what
like
did
crowned
Collins
his helmet
like-
into his chin.
Dude, it was
What did
wild.
Collins say to him to inspire that? You don't know.
Nothing. He had a broken jaw.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe keeping his mouth shut next time.
And then the second incident that season was him spitting in the face of J.J. Stokes. Remember?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
It was great
I remember
camera
that.
work on that one.
Oh, yeah. They caught it clean. It was perfect.
Clean, yeah. And he was a huge loogie.
Yeah. And then 2 years later, while still with the Broncos, he was fined a total of $42,500 for 3 illegal hits, plus a punch thrown at Kansas City Chiefs tight end Tony Gonzalez. He was also fined an undisclosed amount for throwing a football at Brian Cox of the New York Jets, the ball hitting him in the crotch area.
Yeah,
That's probably deserved, though. I mean, Cox ain't the cleanest player either. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
All right, but the big one, in 2003, Romanowski attacked and injured one of his teammates, Marcus Williams, during a scrimmage. Williams, a backup tight end for the Oakland Raiders, was forced to retire after Romanowski confronted Williams after play, ripped off his helmet, and crushed his eye socket with a punch.
Did you
All right,
see
that one's hard to
in
defend.
the lawsuit?
Yeah, so Williams sued for damages of $3.4 million, arguing that Romanowski had been suffering from roid rage when he attacked him. Williams was awarded $340,000 for lost wages and medical expenses. Medical
Wow.
expenses. Oops.
I don't know. I mean, that's a sad story, Andy.
Prove it.
I'm sure there's tape out there.
I don't know. And then he has to live as the guy who sued Bill Romanowski and got paid out. Just like that. I'm sure you guys heard of that woman that like sued McDonald's for coffee and like she was like infamous for, getting a free ride or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, little known fact, I watched a little documentary on that lady. I don't know why, but
Neither do I.
she like burned herself so badly that like it like basically just like ripped through her skin, caused her like a lifetime of medical problems, and then mental anguish from everybody referring to that lady as getting whatever. I mean, everyone thought that she got millions of dollars. Exactly, and they said that like she got millions of dollars. At the end of the day, it was like $100,000. So yeah, something like that. So I feel like that lady, this guy who got punched in the eye, really tough. Feel for them.
Yeah. Good for you. Way to be
Thank you.
compassionate. I like
Man
it.
of the people.
Dude,
I know,
a lot of
right?
documentaries out there.
All right, let's probably talk about this game, yeah? We've circled around it for an hour. So, let's see, storylines in this game. Did you know Brady and Greasy went to the same college? I don't know if you knew that. They actually talked trash before the game on the phone, apparently. Let's see, they both actually started off hot. They completed their first 12 passes combined in the first half. And then I actually had something that they didn't bring up, but I noticed, and I think I want to actually pose this to Greg because I know this is probably something up his alley. I want to posit that the number 24 for defensive backs is the same as the number 10 in soccer, as in the best players have that number. Because you could go down the list of number 24s, and they're all like a who's who. You got Ty Law, Darrell Revis, Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, Deltha O'Neal. Deltha.
Yeah, man. I probably had like 90% of their jerseys when I was a kid.
I think other than Darrell, you had a Charles Woodson.
I had
Did you-
Revis.
You did? Oh, yeah, you did have Revis.
Yep.
Did you have a Champ Bailey?
I had a Champ Bailey. I had a I didn't have an O'Neal. I had a Woodson.
Yep.
I had obviously like 7 Ty Law jerseys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was the guy from the Seahawks?
Guy from the Seahawks.
He wasn't even that good, and I had it. But yeah, you're absolutely correct that like every legit 24 or every legit cornerback was always number 24.
That's what it felt like.
I also have an interesting one I've been picking up on numbers conspiracy. Name an elite wide receiver in today's NFL that it has a number in the 80s.
No, they don't wear them anymore. They're all in the teens now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Danny Amendola. He's like the best one.
Gunnar Olszewski. He's number 80s. I mean, number 80. I think number 80 is for wide receivers. What number 24 is for defensive backs.
Yeah, it's a legendary number for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so let's touch on the game a bit, I suppose. No Terry Glenn again. He was inactive. There was literally no mention of it, though. I know that in even in the Boston Globe on Sunday, there was something tacked on to the end of an unrelated story. Oh, it was the Brian Greasy story, the Brady-Greasy connection. And right on the end, like the last sentence was, wide receiver Terry Glenn did not make the trip, so he will miss a second straight game with a hamstring injury. And there was a week before, there was all sorts of controversy where he said he was healthy enough and he made the trip, but he didn't dress for the game because the Patriots didn't activate him or something. So I think this feels like the beginning of the end for Terry Glenn. The week before he did to Indianapolis, he made the trip. He was on the sidelines, but wasn't dressed. This week, he didn't even make the trip.
Is that a Belichick decision or is that a Terry Glenn decision?
Nobody knows. My guess is it's a Belichick decision. But somebody who was in uniform was our golden child, Drew Bledsoe. In uniform, he was the emergency quarterback for this game. I don't think even in emergency they probably would have put him in because if they would have, this was the game to do it. Let's see. The other notes I have for this, the offense, there was zero run game again. I always pictured, it must have happened in the second half once I failed out of Penn State, but I always pictured this team kind of built around the running game of Antoine Smith. And I don't think he's rushed for 100 yards yet this season, has he? Maybe one game.
I think early on.
The first Colts game, maybe, I think he did. But I think
I kind of always remember that too. I think even the defense was highly touted in the 2001 season. And as of now, we're seeing like little hints of everything, right? Like nothing's like really like working cohesively yet. Yeah.
Like in this game, the Patriots in the second half, they couldn't stop the run whatsoever, giving up like 7-8 yards a carry sort of thing. And also the last general note I had was that the Patriots still haven't figured out how to block downfield on running back screens. I feel like they set it up perfectly, and then Kevin Falk immediately runs into the back of one of his blockers every time.
Yeah, it wasn't a strong suit.
No,
although
it wasn't.
You're talking about the run game and like the passing game was like sort of all over the place because they were grooming Brady. But I thought that they had put up this stat where they were asking, I guess maybe it was the first time that was uttered, is this Brady's bunch? So they were already bringing that up. Yeah. And it was like a Brady versus Bledsoe sort of comparison up to that point in the season. And Brady record-wide was 3-1. Bledsoe was 0-2. But what really stuck out for me was points per game. So under Bledsoe, it was like 10 points a game.
Yeah.
Under Brady, it was 30.3. So I'm trying to like figure out where that really comes from because like nothing really like wowed me in the beginning of the season so far, but he's putting up the points somehow.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much him putting up the points because I know, to go back to the first Colts game, in his first start, it was mostly defense where they had a couple of pick sixes and short fields. And then they didn't put up any real points in the Dolphins game. And then the second Colts game was a bunch of trick plays. I think the only game that you could really give to Brady was the Chargers game where he
Right.
brought him back from that deficit. Which actually I was getting angry at the commentators, believe it or not,
No.
for their commentation.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, it's usually it's a problem, but these guys were pretty decent, I thought, Andy.
They were
Boring.
Innocuous, yeah.
Okay.
But they kept talking about how this was the first time they were asking Tom Brady to go out and win the game by himself.
Oh yeah, that did irritate me.
Like, bro, did you miss the Chargers game? He put the team on his back for that one.
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, even though that was like, what, 2 weeks before?
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
They're just prisoners of the moment, Andy.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, well, we're not because we're historians, so we get to go back and judge them on this shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, one pro for Brady was that at this point, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Plus, it was two touchdowns, 2 picks. So at least he was managing these games properly. It's probably why Belichick stuck with him.
Yeah, and it looked good early. Like I said, Brady completed his first 8 passes in a row, and the only reason that streak got broken was Rod Rutledge. The infamous Rod Rutledge dropped an easy completion to break that streak, like hit him right in the hands, and he turned around too early, sort of thing.
He threw a dart on that first touchdown too.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
That's Brady for the next
15 years throw right there.
Yeah,
that was like from 35 yards out too.
Right on the hash mark, little play action, turn around and just zip, touchdown.
Absolute laser,
beautiful.
right on the money. Yeah.
And you know those too. When Brady gets those, like, he does that play action and then he hits that back step and he's already like halfway through his throw motion.
That hard play action where he's got the ball fully extended. Back to the defense.
Love that.
Maybe Tom Brady of today should look at these tapes and pick up a few tricks.
Bro, he's still doing it.
Hey, I don't know. I haven't seen it, okay?
Still doing it.
I haven't seen it. You can blame it on the line. You can blame it on Father Time. I wish I had another rhyme. Oh, I did. But, it's Tom Brady, man. Learn how to play the game, goddammit.
Simmer down.
Okay.
Hey, he had almost a career-long rushing attempt.
That was beautiful. And I like the fire from him. Too bad it was for naught, but I think that'll serve them well in the future. But anyways, we're talking about the past.
Yeah. So there was a quote from, I believe it was Steve Tasker was a commentator, the color commentator, about Brady. He said, he looks like a tall Joe Montana. Looks the same out there. Which he may be the first commentator on record to compare Tom Brady to Joe Montana.
Which is a bold take, because I think this is 3 or 4 games into his career.
Yeah, especially in the fact that Brady would go on to throw some ill-advised passes down the stretch here. In the first half, he looked good. He was 13 for 16, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that absolute laser to David Patton. The other touchdown was the patented kind of goal line area, fake the heavy run and throw it to the wide receiver who's like running that quick post route.
Wide open wide receiver?
Oh, always. And Brady, I don't even think he looks, I think we've talked about this in earlier episodes, where he just kind of, he fakes that handoff, like Greg says, hits that back step and just chucks it straight at the post of the goal post. And that's where the receiver is supposed to be. And in this case, Troy Brown was there. And that was their opening touchdown. No, it wasn't their opening touchdown. I lied.
Yeah,
that was the second touchdown.
Yep.
In between those was the Patriots trying to reach in that bag of tricks that worked so well last week against the Colts. David Patton attempted yet another pass on the reverse pass, but it got picked off quite easily. It was not a great throw.
No, that was pretty bad actually. Into like double coverage, I believe.
Yeah, and it was underthrown. And real easy interception.
So who was the receiver on that one? Charles Johnson or something? Something Johnson?
I think it was. No, I think it was Charles Johnson. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a guy you want to throw into
Is
double
Jet
coverage.
Jackson somebody though?
He is. He was somebody for like a year,
Yeah,
but then
he was,
didn't pan out.
Yeah, he was awesome in Madden though.
Florida.
Very fast.
Yeah.
I will say though, because you're homering it up here. Let's call a spade a spade. Early on, the refs were terrible, and right off the bat, first drive, they extend the Patriots' drive because they call roughing the passer against Brady, or on Brady, and that was shades of the NFL wanting Brady to succeed. I feel right from the bat. It was.
I mean, other than the fact that it was an obvious and probably intentional roughing the passer.
Oh,
well,
I don't remember who.
Andy.
I know what he placed his hand and shoved Brady in the head into the ground, but
but he placed
I don't know.
it.
Yeah,
You didn't
so
swing.
that's what I'm saying. It's like any other year. Again, it's the rules helping Brady and all this other nonsense.
When I saw that, like they threw the flag for intentional grounding, I'm like, I can't wait to see the replay. Given what we've seen this year, of how much more physical the game was. Like he must have got his head taken off. I mean, barely touched him. I was mad for Denver.
Yeah, me too.
Disagree.
And then, right? You want to talk about the Patriots, don't get any breaks or whatever. Okay, the Broncos, they got a touchdown because the Patriots jumped off sides. Greasy throws a touchdown pass, 60 yards, but they blew the whistle. Why? Who knows why? Because the commissioner at the time put in a call. They're hey, blow the whistle. Because I've never heard a whistle on an offsides call ever, but it happened here. Touchdown got called back. Unbelievable.
It was unabated to the quarterback, and the left tackle was also moving at the same time. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, well, whatever,
Go
man.
off,
I'm just look. This is going to be an ongoing thing where apparently Greg and I are going to keep an eye on how fair this is. Because I want the Patriots to win legitimately, and we're figuring that out as we go.
We're just speaking truth to power,
Right. I think it's important.
Bootlickers, both of you.
Hey, why would anybody listen to this if they're not getting the hard facts?
You're right. Who else would be listening to this other than Patriots haters?
Right. Well, I'm not saying. I'm just. We got to find out the truth.
Are we expanding our market? Is that what we're trying to do?
Do we have a market to expand on? I don't know. We'll find out.
I mean, Mama Brad's listening, so I think if we shit on me long enough.
Wait, she's going to listen to this. I apologize for my language, Mrs. Brown. And anything else that comes out of my mouth or your son's mouth.
You have met Mrs. Brown, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a while since I've chatted with her, man.
That's fair. But yeah, I mean, I think if you guys keep shitting on me long enough, Mick Brown will even join this, and he'll start listening. So
I think he scares me to this day.
Yeah,
probably because of the Penn State thing.
So first half went pretty well. Ended Patriots 17, Broncos 10. There was a play I want to talk about in the middle. It was in the second quarter, and Greasy throws a ball that gets deflected and is picked off by Teddy Bruschi, and then chaos ensues. Did you guys see this play?
Oh yeah,
that's my worst.
I'm talking about.
I mean, if you're bringing up your worst, that was my best and worst on the same play.
Oh, we'll tease that for now. So we'll save that for a little bit because that play was absolute bananas. First half, great. The second half, not so much. I think we'll have to get into that a little bit. But
well, it was also foreshadowed, I thought, by another brilliant NFL.com poll where the question was, which surprise team can go the distance? They list 7 or 8 teams, and the Patriots again, even though they're covering the Patriots, not on the poll.
I took a screenshot of this. Of the surprise teams this year, which one has the best shot of going the distance? Bears, Bengals, Browns, Chargers, 49ers, Steelers.
Wow, what a list.
Big ol' fuck you. Yeah. So, did any of those go the distance? No.
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Steelers Went close.
I think Steelers were the closest, right? Who was in the NFC Championship game that year?
Yeah, they hosted it.
Who did?
The
No,
Steelers
the
did.
NFC. So obviously the Rams, but who the Rams beat? Eagles?
Carolina, maybe. That's Steve Smith. Is that year?
Yeah,
Or is
maybe.
that the year Steve Smith beat? I don't know.
Well, just buy me some
We'll
time.
find out when we get there.
The,
We'll
yeah,
find
the
out when we get
computer is the
That
computer's
guy.
doing its thing.
Or we could just find
Oh,
out
it's
when we
the
get there.
Eagles. The Eagles.
Ah,
We're
I
looking
was
for the
right.
Eagles.
I said the
Pre
Eagles.
McNabb, right?
I thought it was McNabb era because this was the first of the four NFC championships they got to, and then they finally won it in 04,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
That's a good point.
all right, the second half I think we'll start with, because I just want to put this off as long as possible, the defensive mistakes. There was a couple of unpatriot-like plays that happened. One was Matt Stevens. He actually started for the second half off with an interception. That was really nice. But then there was a play where the wide receiver was covering, caught the ball, fell down, and he just kind of jumped over him. So the guy got up
Which
and
I
ran for
don't
the 40
understand
yards.
what instinct that is. I mean, he didn't even try to lay a finger. He jumped over him while he was on the ground, like as if he was like trying not to hurt him or something. I don't know what the logic was there.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But that was the second touchdown that the Broncos had of the third quarter. The first one was a first place 65-yard touchdown where the Patriots basically just lost track of Rod Smith, and he just did a quick, drag, like shallow crosser sort of thing, caught the ball and just ran.
Make him pay.
There was nobody within 20 yards of him. Easy touchdown. What?
He was pretty fast for how big of a guy he was.
Yeah.
He was
I was
good.
surprised by that.
He had some wheels, yeah.
And he was physical too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He
Also,
didn't,
this is the perfect time to bring up the punter, right?
Speaking of big bodies, I had that written down. I had the Broncos punter looks like he eats well.
There you go. And what about the Pat? So Lee Johnson is not part of the team anymore. Did you guys talk about that last week?
We did. Sorry, we had. Yeah.
See, that's a bummer. I'm very sad I missed that one.
I meant to start the podcast with that. With condolences to you.
Yeah, man.
Yes, no.
Rough.
Johnson guy, Mike?
Oh yeah, big Lee Johnson guy.
Big Lee Johnson guy.
Look, he had one bad game in Belichick doghouse for good, but man, Lee Johnson, R.I.P. bro.
I don't think he's dead. I ain't gonna.
I don't. Well, I mean like playing. I don't mean like. let me check that real quick.
A horse, twist his ankle. They take him out back.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was disgusting. I'm going to say this right now. I was disgusted by Belichick and his behavior. But
Principle.
yeah,
should have been
disgusting.
Fine draft picks.
Right. Where's Puntergate when you need it? It doesn't exist. But Ken Walter, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't cover it, he's on.
Oh, we did. We talked about how big his
What are your
nose
thoughts
was.
on him, Mike?
What?
What are your thoughts on him?
On Ken Walter?
Yeah.
Judas.
That's all I got.
No one can ever replace.
Yeah.
I mean, he's serviceable, right? He's no Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson, most punting yards ever, most whatever ever. Played for 72 years. He's really
Lefty
good.
Lee. Yep.
Yeah, Lefty Lee.
Yeah.
I will confirm though, he is in fact alive.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's 58 years old, and there's a picture
Glad
of him
we cleared
biking.
that up.
Yeah, biking in Leadville, 2010.
We should just replace Mike with like an Amazon Echo. Just be like, Amazon. Is Lee Johnson alive? Yes.
Hey, Alexa.
58 years old.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, Mike, to go back to your question, we did talk about Ken Walter, and I believe my notes on him from last week were that his nose is so big that I introduced everybody to the concept of Ryan's Story, and he looks like he's a member of the Story family.
Look, I
And the fact that we call him Toucan Sam.
I don't know who Ken Walter is, but I will say that it's very mean. Story is a good friend of mine, great heart, and his family is lovely. So I take exception to what you're saying right now.
Okay, but answer me this then, honestly. On Ryan's Story, which is bigger, his heart or his nose?
I believe it's his brain.
Okay.
So.
All right, moving on. So yeah, Tom Ruin, the Broncos punter, 6'3", 225.
Wow.
It looked like he was wearing Pee-wee football pads as well, which made him look bigger.
All right.
Yeah, so I think we've put it off enough. This game, let's see, the last 3 drives for the Patriots.
Well, last 3 or 4?
Actually, no. Let's just do all the drives in the fourth quarter. So at the end of the third, the Broncos drove down, scored a touchdown, take the lead. Brady drives the pass right back down the field, and then his first interception, he throws in the end zone, aiming for David Patton in the back of the end zone at that like back of the end zone throw you see him make all the time now to the Danny Amendolas of the league. I don't even remember who the guy was that intercepted him. I didn't even write it down because he was some no name. What?
I think we lost Greg.
I think we did.
Sorry, I stepped away.
No kidding.
He checked out once we started talking about the one.
Cut this part.
I like how you make my job easy in the editing department.
Hey. We spend 2 hours on a Thursday night. Guys got to stand up every now and then. Get the circulation going.
I just ordered a standing desk.
Fucking amateurs.
So we'll give that a shot.
I'm sitting pantsless in my bed.
Dude, not everybody has the luxury of having a bed.
I guess not.
So
You're fucking homeless.
How warm is that?
Look, we all have our struggles.
So yeah, Brady throws his first ever interception in the end zone in the fourth quarter. Some no name who. I mean,
it was pretty epic though because it was 163 passes. It was an NFL record for longest streak to start a career without an interception. He beat Warren Moon by like 30 passes almost. That has since been broken. I forget by who.
I want to say it was Mahomes.
Was it?
Is that right?
Nick Foles?
I thought so.
I thought it was Nick Foles as well.
Oh, really?
We had
I
that
don't
one
know.
year where he had like 1 pick.
Right. It was like 20 touchdowns and like 1 or 2, something like that.
Yeah, 2 picks on the year. Maybe it was him. But was that to start his career, though?
I'm not sure,
That's
but I
the only
know
reason I
one
said that.
person beat Brady. I don't know who. But,
Yeah, I thought it was
Alexa, who started their career with the most?
hold on, Gregory.
Alexa never tells me to hold on, dude.
Well, I guess you're not asking her hard enough questions.
Continue, boys.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, so Brady throws a pick in the end zone, his first one of his entire career, some no name. Broncos don't do anything with the ball, but they run out a bunch of clock, so there's not a whole lot of time left. Patriots use up all their timeouts trying to stop the clock. Brady immediately throws another interception. This one was actually to Delta O'Neal, and he made like a really athletic play on the ball, so hard to be mad about that one. Broncos again.
I got the answer, boys.
Oh, good. Thank God. What's the answer?
See, it was tricky because I don't know how Alexa does it, but when I first looked for most attempts without an interception, it took me to the longest streak, but not necessarily to start the career. So I went deep dive, and I eventually came across Dak Prescott.
Really?
Yep, 176 passes to start a career without an interception.
Wow. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because his first year, they didn't really throw the ball. He just ran it behind the offensive line.
176, though. That's great.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's like the most.
He's catching up quick now, though. So good for him.
All right. But anyways, I was a little late to the game on that one, but there it is, fellas. Continue. Interception number 3, I think we were
Thanks,
on.
Alexa.
You're welcome, Gregory.
Shut up, Alexa.
Stop being a sassy bitch, Gregory. Anyway.
Oh, fuck. All right. Yeah. So we're actually on his only second interception of the game, the Delph O'Neal diving interception. So then the Patriots get the ball back again, and Brady throws a pick six into triple coverage, basically ending this game. It's now 31-20. And then they get the ball back, and it's 4th and 24, and Brady doesn't really have much of a choice and just throws a desperation interception for his 4th pick of the day, which is proving Parcells' clairvoyance, talking about taking a beating like 31-10 or something and throwing 4 interceptions. He was off by 10 points. It was actually 31-20.
And, of course, the whole JFK thing as well.
Yep.
And the JFK, yeah. But after Brady's pick six, one of the awesome, fantastic commentators that we love so much.
Oh, God. What did they say this time, Andy?
I'll fucking get to it if you stop interrupting me. After the Brady pick six, they're showing him walking.
Wait, what did they say, Andy?
As he walks off the field, there's a guy who's been through it too. Drew Bledsoe. He knows what it's like to throw a pick.
You didn't like that?
I thought that's pretty accurate.
That's throwing some fucking shade, I think. Drew Bledsoe, the man's just had some serious surgery, recovering from a serious injury. You got to throw him on the bus like that? His body can't take that.
Well, he called him a great guy or something, didn't he? Did he say something like, wow, he's a great guy, but he really knows how to throw an interception? That's how I heard it. I don't know. Regardless,
they went to
they're best friends. They're what?
Did you hear that one?
No.
What?
When they're talking about how Brady and Bledsoe are good buddies.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
after practice, they drove down and went to a Yankees game.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, I missed that one. That's cute.
It's kind of problematic for Brady, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. Or fucking going to Yankees.
Look, Yankees shock.
I think
They
it was.
do.
I was under the assumption it was a Red Sox Yankees game, but maybe not.
Remember Brady wore that Yankees? He's a Yankees fan.
He is a
did wear a
Yankees
Yankees
fan.
hat.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that here.
Dude, clearly he's never been to Fenway Park.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking Yawkey.
Oh,
A
yeah.
couple hot dogs.
Fucking right, bro.
A couple Sam Adams.
Fucking Sam Adams, yeah, man.
Sam Adams. You ever have a Sam Sour, though?
Sam Sourdough?
No, Sam Sour.
Yeah, it's
That
gross.
beer?
Yeah.
What? You're insane. It's an acquired taste, but it's something you sip on.
Greg, do you like drinking seawater? If you do, that's right up your alley.
Andy, it sounds like you don't have a sophisticated palate.
Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. Man, I'm on board with Greg on this episode. 100%.
I'm just jumping on board on hating on Andy.
Yeah, no shit. See if you get invited back, you prick.
Wow.
I mean,
Settle
at least you watched the right game this week. So
That's true. Did you hear that, Mike, where I watched the wrong game last week?
Yeah, he told me that. I thought that was classic. That was. I have to tune in and listen to that one, see how it turned out.
that's not what you were saying.
I watched like 3 weeks prior to. I watched the Dolphins game.
Yeah, you wasn't even
And
close.
all these great
3
Jay
weeks ago.
Fiedler notes.
I mean, all I know is I missed one episode. You watched the wrong thing. I heard a groundswell of folks kind of just saying that they like this familiar voice back, and so I decided to come back to really get things back on track. So I'm glad to be here.
Man of the people.
No, you're talking to Mama Brown?
I have not talked to her in a long time. And
Then what's this groundswell of people? Because she's the only one listening to this.
Don't
It was on
worry.
8chan.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, we need
just don't
Mike
worry
back.
about it. Look,
you
just relax, man.
guys
all
know
here,
Brady
we're all
and
friends.
Brian Greasy went to the same college? Their careers were in lockstep since Michigan.
No, I didn't know that.
It's like they competed against each other there and then now, but they're
Oh
on
my
different
God.
teams.
Oh,
It's so weird.
so to close this out, one last quote from Steve Tasker and Don Criqui. This exchange. Tasker starts off saying, I think some organization is going to make the Patriots an offer they can't refuse for Tom Brady. To which Don Criqui replies, I don't think they're going to trade him under any circumstances. So these boys were ahead of their time. I think we should put them in the Commentation Hall of Fame.
I mean, they were pretty good commentationists for sure. I didn't have.
I would agree.
I like to bring up these segment football or not football, but they pretty much spoke in a way that I understood all the terms. So
all of them,
all of them. I mean, they did a hell of a job, and I don't know a lot of things, but they helped me along the way. So.
All right, I think we're unraveling quickly here. So how about we do?
Wait a minute. I just want to say, I want to put it out there, as much as the referees were trying to hurt the Broncos and all this other stuff and whatever, I will say that given the 4 interception performance by Brady, they actually there was 5 picks in the game total. Like we talked about, they were only down by 11. So that is pretty impressive considering that was a garbage second half.
It really was.
So good job, Patriots. That'll serve them well in the 2001 season.
All right. Yeah, we're definitely unraveling here, aren't we? All right, let's get some best and worst out the way so we can end this, and Mike can probably continue drinking from the sounds of it.
Hey, I've got my coffee, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. All right, Mike, since you're all riled up, you want to go first with your best and worst?
Man, I would say my best and worst came on the same play. It was that one that you alluded to, where Greasy throws a pass. It's deflected twice on the same play, caught by Teddy Bruschi. He's running with it, pulls like a couple of juke moves, kind of breaks away. There's daylight.
Generous.
And then I don't know if he was trying to like change hands or whatever, but he fumbles the ball. Nobody touches him. He's chasing after it. Greasy like jumps on top of it, right? So that's the best part, or the worst part, I should say, by Bruschi dropping the ball. But then Greasy comes in. He gets the ball. There's a dog pile. All this stuff is happening. At the end of the play, somehow the Patriots ended up with the ball, and Greasy gets flagged for a 15-yard for kicking a ref somehow. I don't know. I didn't see it, but that was a pretty amazing turn of events.
The fact that Brian Greasy got flagged for a personal foul for kicking an official is my favorite part of this entire game. I agree. That was going to be my best.
That's what that call was.
Oh, yeah. Well, it took him like halfway through the ensuing drive to actually figure out, like, oh, we're being told.
Yeah, seriously.
Brian Greasy.
Right. That was weird.
Well, that whole entire like dog pile took like 8 minutes. I started doing something else.
So that was both your best and worst, was it?
Yeah, I mean that covered everything.
Yeah, I can see how that would. All right, Greg, what about you?
Well, my worst was going to be the same play, just because of how unathletic Bruschi looked too. Like he picked it and then he started like, I don't know, like waddling almost. And it was just a bad look for white people everywhere.
It's a linebacker run is what that is.
God damn it. Where's Christian McCaffrey when you need him? My best was when they came back from a commercial and they had an advertisement for Swordfish, the movie.
Oh, I remember that.
Pick it up now on video cassette or DVD.
That was great.
And Swordfish, no less.
Oh, well,
the one where they paid Halle Berry.
Oh, hell yeah. And John Travolta, right?
Yep. And it was terrible and it bombed.
I didn't see it, but I will check it out.
Bunch of hacking going on in that movie.
Since we're talking about commercial breaks, I will also say I was not very pleased with the commentators. The only time I wasn't, but they showed these girls in what looked like Halloween costumes or something. They were cow costumes, and then one of the commentators says, "Look at that, a herd of cows," and then laughs maniacally for like an hour. I just thought
problematic.
Yeah, I thought that was in poor taste, and I didn't expect it from Don Criqui and Steve Tasker, to be honest, because that's more of a Brent Jones type of joke. But I was disappointed.
All right, I'm gonna segue off of that for my worst. We'll start with my worst first.
Let me guess, the announcers.
No.
Oh,
Thank
Animal.
God.
It's animal related, actually. Every time Denver scored a touchdown, they trotted out Thunder, the touchdown horse. Get fucked, Denver. Get fucked. Thunder, the touchdown horse.
That's your best moment?
No, that's my worst. Fucking poor ass horse.
I'm on board with that one, Andy. I've been
All
giving
right.
you a hard time, but that is fucking stupid.
All right. I know.
And it's
it
animal
is.
cruelty. It's bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
Just get a mascot like everybody else. Dress this
Right.
fucking human up in a costume and let them.
Yeah.
It's
And make them
more
embarrass
enjoyable
themselves
that way.
instead of that
Exactly.
poor horse.
Fuckers.
So, my best, and I think you'll probably both agree with this, was the story that they told about David Patton and what he was doing before getting into football.
That's right.
He was loading sacks of coffee into trucks 4 years ago down in North Carolina.
Ooh.
And he was loading, him and his partner were loading up to 600 sacks a day of coffee.
It's a lot of grounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of coffee. And as a coffee snob myself, I can get behind that. So me and David Patton, we're tight,
Simpatico.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're brethren.
I mean, what a job, though, to keep fit while you're waiting for the next opportunity.
That's what I'm saying.
I like it.
All right. Did you guys have anything else you want to bring up?
Well, I just
I
wanted to apologize for
Random.
giving you a hard time, Andy.
Yeah.
appreciate
I mean,
that.
it
I
wasn't.
still love you.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to go that way.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily feel like we did give you a hard time. It's just that we were saying better things than you.
It's one of those, it's a snowball effect. You know, we start with Penn State and then it was like, all right, it's our thing today. We're just going to rip Andy at everything he says.
So I don't want this to come out wrong.
Say
You
it.
guys suck at apologies.
You know what? We should actually have like this generic one that we all sign or put our name on or just play before every episode so that like whatever, like I apologize for the thing that we said that one time that potentially offended somebody. Give us another chance to continue listening. We should just play that every time.
Just at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get one up and put it on the end of every episode. Just
I
a
like
general blanket apology. We can do that.
Yeah, but
Make
I
him
stand
sign a
by
waiver.
it.
All right. Yeah. I have other stuff, but none of it's interesting.
Yeah, all I have is that Brady got sacked by 4 guys on one play, and I've never seen that before.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
I had, do we think Mike Shanahan is able to blink?
Oh man, I actually paused that a couple of times, like on his reactions, and had my girlfriend just like tell me if this guy looked insane or not, like out of context, and it was a hard yes. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel like great that guy running an organization by any means.
Yeah. My other Mike Shanahan comment was, I can't tell if he's excited or constipated in these shots of him on the sideline after they score touchdowns.
They were always like kind of angry though. It was very
He's-
scary.
Yeah, couldn't quite tell, could you?
I don't know.
Coach.
He is a good coach, but I bet RG3 sees that face in his nightmares every night.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's why no Sean Moreno had that tear.
Oh, Moreno. Yeah, that's right.
Remember that thing?
Yeah.
That
I don't
wasn't
know
a
why I
tear. That
just
was a
thought of that.
river.
I went like zooming in on someone's face. I just had a shot of that single tear.
Yep.
Wasn't it just like a river of tears? It was just like
Yeah,
a
it was
constant
fucking
flow.
Massive, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Biggest tear I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was insane.
I got to look this up. Hold on, guys.
Have you seen it, Mike?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
The other comment, I don't know if you guys caught this, but did you know Mike Anderson was an ex-Marine?
I think I remember that.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, they mentioned it 4
Did they say
times.
it a
I
lot?
was keeping track. Yeah.
Oh, you all the commentators saying stuff over and over again.
Oh, damn. That thing is crazy. Is that like CGD? What is happening? Oh, both eyes.
And it's only one eye.
No,
No, it's both eyes.
Second one comes hard and
Oh,
fast.
Yeah.
I'm watching the slow motion of this. It is insane, man.
It's intense,
Guy
right?
that's like at least a decade of pain that he was storing.
It's like a Navajo,
Holy shit.
you know, when it looks across the plains.
Thank you for that, guys.
Buffalo's dead.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow.
Oh, I remembered that Seahawks cornerback, Sean Springs.
Oh,
Oh,
classic.
yes.
He was good. He was
Yep.
good.
All right, we'll go
Wait a
with
minute.
that.
Wasn't there Redskins 24 as well?
Champ Bailey.
Champ.
Actually,
another
Sean
guy?
Springs ended up on the Redskins.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, he
remember
did.
that, yeah.
I don't know if he was 24 though.
Yeah, he was.
Was he? All right.
Oh yeah, I only got 24s.
I
Wait.
know.
Another
The number is Josh Norman.
Josh Norman.
24.
Yeah, they see. This is what I'm saying.
Not bad.
It's hard to find a quality cornerback who's not number 24. Unless you go old school, like Night Train Lane and all that sort of shit. But I don't even think they had numbers back then, so it's fine. It doesn't count.
They did wear symbols, if I remember correctly.
Did they?
Yeah.
You see those Braille jerseys that the Orioles wore?
Yeah.
Like, dude, they can't see it, you fucking idiots.
Man, I'm learning so much today.
My goodness.
Oh, you're not kidding. Jeez. That is terrible.
Oh,
All
we're
right.
introducing Mike to all sorts of stuff tonight.
Yeah, no, that's insane. We could do a half hour on that.
All right. I think that about exhausts all the topics for this game. I'm surprised we actually got this much out of it because
I thought the same thing, and it's it's up for debate if we did get that much out of it. But I only have a page and a half of notes here, so.
Well, all right. Well, we managed to bullshit our way through that one, didn't we?
Well, good job,
Like
fellas.
high school all over
I feel
again.
good about this one. It felt genuine. I felt informative, and whoever's listening out there,
And captivated.
just fact checked all of it. Yes,
I was
that too.
captivated through this entire thing.
You didn't fall asleep?
We had a lot of good stats.
Yeah, today was a stat thing. We got to get like Steve to do this or something remotely or whatever. Just like hit him up and have him do the research. If we can work that out.
I don't know if we want that, but all right.
Dude, I'm bringing an Amazon Alexa next game. I'm gonna
Okay.
sit next to me.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
This is going to be great. All right, gentlemen. Until next week. What is next week?
Falcons.
You tell
right?
me. Don't tell me the score though, please.
I'm
do not
asking the
tell me
damn
score.
question.
Okay.
Is it the Mike Vick game?
I don't believe so.
Ooh.
This is pre-Mike Vick.
No.
It's a Chris Chandler game, yeah.
Yeah, but Mike Vick came on halfway through. His rookie
Oh,
year.
he does. He does come in.
Yeah. Then he gets lit up.
Oh, somebody knows something.
All
I
right.
remember Lawyer Malloy. Is he even on? He's not on this team.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
All right.
I
He's a
think.
strong safety. Yeah, he
No,
definitely
he
is.
was.
Absolute
Yeah,
legend.
he's already made a bunch of plays.
Yeah.
I haven't watched
Mostly
any game.
They've been like lighting people up on like kick returns and stuff. But yes, I have a couple of images from this game too. There's a Troy Brown play that I remember specifically. So we've got that to look forward to.
That's next week, though?
That is next week. Yes, Atlanta. In Atlanta, in the Georgia Dome. And I can't wait for that one because I think that's going to be a good game to talk about.
A
This is
doozy.
where they really kick it into high gear.
Yeah, because right now they're kind of hanging in there. They're 3-4. Things aren't looking particularly great, but I think the season is about to turn around for the better.
I
So-
sure hope so. I hope the podcast turns around for the better.
Me too, man. Let's hope on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hope.
Hope.
Yeah, I felt good. Next one's gonna be better, guys.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We'll talk to you next week.
It's been fun.
Love you, boys.
Love you
Love you
too.
too. I'm glad I was included in that one this time.
Were you?
Yeah, last time you said I love you, but it was like to your brother. So whatever. It's not a thing.
Were you
I'm not gonna make
included
it
this
a
time?
thing. Oh, I thought it was plural. I don't know. Maybe I heard it with hope. Hope on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Hope.
Hope.
Hope. All right, yeah, we're done. This is
And scene.
out of hand.
Bye bye.
Guys.